Welcome back to math. We're starting chapter 3. You guys have done a fantastic job learning your numbers from 0 up to 5. So I think you're ready to move on to 6. What comes after 6? 7. After 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, and eventually we'll get to 10. But so this chapter, we're going to work on numbers 6 to 9. We're going to work on how to count, how to answer questions that would involve those numbers, and also back to 0 through 5 on how to spell them. So pay attention to the letters so you know how to spell them. Let's go ahead and take a look in our math workbook. You should be on page 119. Now, I think these lessons are going to be pretty quick because you guys have become so smart and such mathematicians. I want to introduce you to not just a 5 frame anymore. This is called a 10 frame. Does anybody know why it's called a 10 frame? If you said it's because there's 10 boxes, you are correct. All we did was put 2 5 frames together to make a 10 frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 plus 5 is 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are going to take these tickets and put them into the 5 frame. Now, there may be a little confusion. It's important how we fill the 10 frame. And I know there was some confusion when we wrote our numbers before, but boys and girls, this will help you be able to count a lot quicker. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're going to put 1 counter in each box until we get to 6. We're going to start on the left and fill the top row first before we start the bottom row, okay? And again, this might be a little different than you might have heard when you were writing numbers, but this is the way we would like you to do that. So 1, you can color them in if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to come all the way back to the beginning, 6. This is what 6 counters will look like. When you fill it this way, there will be 4 empty boxes at the end, okay? So 6, we can place those into the 10 frame, okay? All right, I'm going to erase and let's go on to the next page. Does your page look like this? It looks like, have you ever been to Six Flags or someplace that has rides? That's what I see up here. The word fair is there. If you go to a fair, we have Old Settlers in our square, and that's kind of like a fair with rides and games and foods if you've ever been there before. What we're going to do on this page is we are going to place a counter on each car in the set, and then as you count, you're going to move them over. So you have your counters today. You can put 1 counter on top of each car here, okay? And as you do this, as we count, so these look like parking spots, but if I were to draw a line here and a line here, what does that turn into? That turns into a 10 frame. So I would want you to move your counter here, move your first one here, and then take the next counter. And remember, we fill across the top. Your 3rd counter goes here. Your 4th counter goes here. Your 5th counter goes here. And where does your 6th counter go? Do you remember? If you said the bottom row in the first box, you are correct. So now we know the top row or the 5 frame is full, so we could say 5, 6. We have 6. And down here is the number 6. It starts at the blue dot at the top, and you trace around like that. And if we're looking at the word and trying to spell it, S Six. That's how you spell six. Good job. All right, we're moving right along. Drive your car on to the next page. You are going to use your counters, and we're going to come up with different ways to make six, okay? So here's an empty 10 frame. Let's go ahead and trace that 6 first. Around, curve around in. Oh, S-I-X, 6. That spells the number 6, okay? Your counters, I know the ones I gave my boys and girls were red and white. The ones we use in school are red and one side is yellow. So that's why we have red and yellow here. If I were going to make a set of 6, I could draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could do all 6 of my counters red. So if I were going to do this, it would say, how many reds are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many yellows are there? Do you see any yellows? There are no yellows. So the number that represents none is 0. So you could put a 0 there. So 6 reds and 0 yellows equal 6. Now, what if I took one away? And I don't have a yellow, but I do have green, which is kind of close, I guess. So I guess I should probably make my circles over here green instead. Okay, just so we know. If I have 5 red and 1 green, that would make 6. So I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reds and 1 green. And that would make 6. Now, I'm going to erase that one for right now. I'm going to erase this one too. Now, how many reds do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 reds, and now I need to make up to 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I stop there. Now, if I have 4 reds, now how many greens do I have? 2. I have 2 greens. Do you notice a pattern? As my numbers decrease by 1, 6, 5, 4, this side increases by 1, 0, 1, 2. So I'm taking 1 away from the red side and giving 1 to the green side. So let's try that again. Let's take away another red, and we'll make that red, we'll turn it into green. Or you might maybe use yellow if you're keeping with your yellow. Now, how many reds do we have? 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 reds and how many greens? 1, 2, 3. When we have 2 numbers that are the same like that, we call those doubles when we get to adding 3 and 3. But we have 3 reds and 3 greens, and that would still make how many? What's our total number we're looking for? We're looking for 6. Very nice. All right, there are others we could have done. We can flip them, become 2 and 4, 1 and 5, 0 and 6. But these are all the ones that we came up with together. Lots of work there. I hope you understood. We'll get some more practice in this chapter. We'll do that a lot where we're breaking numbers apart. Let's look on our very last page. And there are some buckets of popcorn. There is a set of purple popcorns, a set of green popcorns, and a set of red popcorns. Well, 6 people each went to the movie and they each bought a bucket of popcorn. 6 people went to a movie and they each bought a bucket of popcorn. We're going to count the buckets of popcorn in each set, and we're we're going to circle all the sets that show 6 buckets. So let's start with the purples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a set of 6? Yes, it is. So go ahead and circle that set of 6. Let's count the greens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that a set of 6? No, 5 is less than 6. It is not the same, so we do not circle that set. Let's count the red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a set of 6? Yes, it is. So go ahead and circle that set of 6. S-I-X, 6. Down in number 4, we're going to draw to show what we know about the number 6. Do you remember what a 6 looks like or how to make it? We're going to start at the top and curl around into the middle to make a 6. Do you remember how to spell the number 6, the number word? S-I-X. S-I-X. S-I-X spells 6. And last but not least, let's draw 6 objects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to make my 6th one down here. That makes it easier for my eyes to be able to tell 5 and 1 is 6. There are lots of different ways we can make 6. You could have made yours a different way. One other way that you could do it that would be helpful is when I talked about pairs or multiples, we would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you've ever played dominoes, that might look like that too on there. Okay? Well, you guys have a wonderful day. You are doing a great job learning about the number 6. Tomorrow, don't forget to do your homework tonight and send those pages in. And tomorrow, we're going to continue with the number 6. We'll learn a little bit more about it. Tomorrow will be lesson 3.2. Have a great night.